welcome Kate Turner. Tigers. Tigers.
Tigers, okay.
Steve Shea Turner. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody.
The worst man.
Body language is a fundamental communication tool that we all use to speak to one another. Animals also use this body language to talk. A recent study by Oxford University stated that 80% of what we do in communication is body language, and around 10% is verbal. But verbal also plays a little part, because I could do something like, "Hey you over there, stop, danger, there's a tiger that's going to rip your head off and lay blood on the floor." Or, the same body language, I could do, "Hey you over there, would you like a 10-minute massage? I can brush your hair and you can lay down on the floor." So, verbal is very important. Body language is rooted deep in our subconscious, the way we communicate. It's so deep that we pick it up on a fine level. I can explain by showing you a little thing like, "Can you lot please go over there? Can you lot please?" And for you to go over there. Exactly the same words, I'll do in different body language. So for you, over there, for you, over there, and for you, over there. Obviously the latter is a lot more greeting, a lot more sort of offensive. That dates back to cavemen days, when we used to have to show our open palms and we didn't have any weapons in them. That's why we find it a lot easier to deal with when people have their palms open. We actually have 3 brains. Not 1, 3. We have our subconscious, our conscious, and we have a brain inside our tummy. Mine's probably bigger than most people's. The conscious brain is not very good at handling body language. It's our subconscious brain that's very good at handling body language. And that subconscious brain is wired to one more brain we have. It's in our tummy. Scientists have recently discovered we do have a brain in our tummy. In fact, our brain has more neurons than a cat's head. So there's a lot going on there, and that is wired directly to our subconscious. Simple things like, if I fold my arms, everyone knows, I was blocking off things. That's an evolutionary trait. We do it to protect our heart and our kidneys, our vital organs. When we see someone we like, or something we like, our pupils dilate by 44%. Some of the earliest things you learn as a baby is body language. Parents out there would know that when you feed a child, the first thing they learn when they don't want to eat is turn their head. No, I don't want any more. So that is a body language thing. Angus Ronan, which you all know was a sculptor that created the Stinker, which was a statue like this. But if he was 3 inches off, even up there, he'd be a warrior. So it doesn't take much to change the body language. A recent study out of Cambridge, which is quite concerning for us males, is that when females look at people, they look at their faces. But when males look at people, we look at their faces, but we also look at their genitalia. This is a subconscious thing, we have no choice. But what's even more scary is that when females look at dogs, they look at their faces. But when males look at dogs, we look at their faces, but we also look at their genitalia. So, next time, men, you see a dog, just notice you will look at his genitalia, and you will have no choice. It's hardwired into us. I would like all of you to turn to the person next to you and shake hands. Now, thank you. Vigorously. Shake hands. Pause, stop. Don't move your hand. That's it. Whoever's hand is on top is generally the person that thinks they are more dominant than the person underneath. So, body language and attraction. We all like to see how this works. When a female is interested in a man, she does simple things like twist the hair, points a leg forward, and maybe bites a lip. Men are slightly different. we tend to tilt our head to the right. We raise our eyebrows and we smile without showing our teeth. We also put our hands on our hips. But if you combine them, you put your hands on your hips, tilt your head, smile, raise your eyebrows, you probably look as uncomfortable as a Mormon at an orgy, I suppose. I'd like you just to think about something. If you're in a room, and next room to you, there's children, 4 children playing, and you hear a smash, psh, and you walk into the next room, and there's a child sitting on the floor, with his hand over its mouth, go like this. You immediately walk up and say, did you break the glass? The child replies, no. And you take a step back. Are you going to blame that child for what he said, he didn't break the glass, or his body actions? So the body actions make a huge difference to the way we communicate. So we know body language affects how others see us. But what's more interesting is that body language affects yourself. A recent study at Pennsylvania University has shown that something called power posing, which is that before you go into a meeting or a situation that you feel a little bit intimidated in, do that for 10 minutes. That will increase your testosterone in your brain and your cortisol levels. So that has an impact on you. So keep standing strong and keep impressing the ladies. Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster.
Well thought of speech, you know.
Competent Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen, what happened tonight? I mean, I want to know more. The speaker got up and started speaking about power posing, which is the thing I wanted to know about. And yet he just skipped over it. Brief, gone. I don't know how to power pose properly, but boy would I have liked to know more. And I think that's what you've got to be careful when you stick too much information in the body of a speech, because each part of the body of the speech you've virtually got to, in this particular type of speech, you've got to demonstrate it to the full and describe to us so that we really understand the body language of what we're talking about. So the opening tonight, and of course the title of the speech was, please Mr. Shea, I didn't quite
Tiger, I think.
Tiger, yeah, well I've just got that written down at the moment. Tiger. The opening tonight. Body language is a fundamental communication tool, and only 10% is actually verbal. I'd like that even more emphasised so that we can take in where we're going in the speech. And it was an exciting speech, especially when the speaker came up with a new concept, 3 brains. And then when the 3rd brain came in the tummy, I was wondering, where are we going here? So that actually put mystery into the speech. And here's another thing. I wanted to know more about my 3rd brain in the tummy. I didn't quite get it, so we skipped over a little bit fast. So we went on with the examples then of hey you over there, when he was talking about having a tiger or having a massage. That was extremely well done. I absolutely love that, how you could confuse the meaning and you demonstrated it so well by the body language concept of it. So that worked out amazingly well, and I got really taken into the speech. Then we had humour. Females look at the dog's face, males look at the dog's genitalia. So we ended up having humour. And even humour as uncomfortable as a Mormon at an orgy, and things like that. So there was nice humorous touches to the whole speech as it went along. The biggest problem I had tonight with the speech was the ending. You know why? Because there wasn't one. There was no ending. The last thing I heard was power posing, which is a thing I really, really wanted to know about. And then, thank you ladies and gentlemen, and he buzzed off. So, I wanted an ending. So what should the ending have done tonight? It should have tied right in with the beginning of the speech. Something like this. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know, I want you to keep it in your mind that 70% of the whole communication you do is actually body language. 70% of it. Just something like that, so that it reinforces the opening of the speech and rounds it off. The funny part about that is that a lot of people write speeches, and what they do is they write the ending first. Then they work their way back to the ending. Somehow that works. It's a little bit like you don't go down to the airport, catch a plane, you don't know where you're going. So, write the ending first. It could be a little hint. And then work your way towards the actual ending, the actual message you want to give towards the people. So, the objectives were met tonight of the speech because what we heard matched with what we saw. That was really the objectives of the speech tonight. And tonight the speech was friendly. I felt really great about it. I got a good feeling. It had touches of humour, and that felt great too. And it was certainly, in parts, an enlightening speech. And I really like it when I get new information. And I even want more information now about the third brain in my tummy. Madam Toastmaster.